Hi everyone, we're here again to answer a lot of the questions that you've sent via social media to help you in business and investing. For this video, you're in for a treat because one of the people that I respect in life will answer some of the questions that you've sent, especially about entrepreneurship, because she's been in business for more than 30 years already. So it's not just principles that we're getting, but it's really life experience. And if you've been to Icon last year, I'm sure you've heard snippets about her story as well. Guys, I'd like to introduce you to Mrs. Rosemarie Rafael.
Maraming salamat, Marvin. Thank you so much for having me here in your YouTube channel. It's an honor.
So the question that I'd like to ask you is, I would get a lot of questions about people losing money in business. So how would they know if it's worth giving up, worth quitting already? So context, there are a lot of people who are asking questions that they're losing money already in the business is bleeding. Should they just file for bankruptcy, sell everything and to pay their creditors, or should they fight for their business?
Okay. You know, Marvin, that's very personal because you really have to have a knowing within you if you still want to continue the business or not. Come up with a plan. If and when you continue, how much money do you need? And if you're going to be able to get that money, what is the plan of paying back if you're going to make a loan? Are you able to get the funding and be able to get the earnings from the loan that you get? You have to have so many questions. But for me, because I went through that way before, wherein I went into business, and then the business was really like, wow, talagang challenges, up and down and all that. But I asked myself the question, do I still have the energy, the passion to be able to go through with it? And if so, how long can I sustain it? Because you know, money, you build wealth over wealth. So if you already have the basics and all it needs is really some just adjustments, then go ahead and do it. But if you feel that you're really being drained already, physically, mentally, emotionally, and of course financially, then you know you have to ask your question, is this really the way that I have to go?
Is it different for example, businesses that it's their first year in operations and then wala pa talagang kita talaga, they're losing money? Is it easier for them to just say, sige, I'll stop the business right there? Or for people who've been doing the same business for 5-7 years and then they just hit a rough patch and then parang they're losing money already? Where do you advise them that they, for those that are starting, do they quit? Or for those who are parang longer na that just made a mistake in their business and they're losing money, to actually fight for it?
Actually, when you're starting a business and you see that nothing is really happening, cut the losses na. Patay na yung kabayo eh. But if you feel that, you know, you've gone through longer years and you know that there's still hope in that business and you still think that, you know, you just have to just go on and be patient and all that, then go ahead and do it. Kaya lang, it's really personal eh. You have to know if there's a chance or not, or if you just continue to, because you know, it's just like anything. It takes time eh. It's not overnight eh. And when you build a brand, it takes also years of getting to know the brand. So, it's not like a one-time thing na, oh yan, pwede yan, oh ito, pwede to. Hindi eh. So, you really have to have that personal knowing within you to continue the business or not.
So, for those that are starting pa lang, that plan to go into business, do you advise a certain level of cash flow that they need to set aside for the business, assuming that they're not making money yet? Did they set aside an X number of months for operations?
Yes, Martin, because you know, you cannot say that, oh, on the first month, kita na ako. It doesn't really usually happen that way. So, sometimes you have to set aside 5 to 6 months of operation expenses to be able to sustain it. Because sometimes for other people, it takes 1 year to be able to earn a business. The ROI is not that fast. For some naman, 2-3 months, kita ka na. But you have to have like backup funding for that, because you know you need money to be able to build the business. And then once you build it, then again you build over wealth, build over wealth, build over wealth. And you have to be able to learn how to allocate the earnings or the profits that you're going to get. It's not that you get it right away and and set it aside, but you put it again on the business. That's how I see it. Then once you're comfortable, then that's when you allocate also for expansion. But to me, if you're going to borrow money to start a business, you have to be looking also at how much interest you have to pay for the loan. So that's additional expense that you're going to. So you have to consider all these factors.
Oh, that's a very, very good insight. No, so they don't. It's better not for them not to go into debt first.
Yes.
If they set aside 6 months already. Pero how will they know that? Probably they just need to innovate something, that they need to change something. Is there something in the numbers that they need to look at to say that, okay, I just need to remove this person here so I lower my expenses to be afloat, or totally they just scrap everything and then just move on na lang?
Depending on the industry that you're with, you have to look at your cash flow. Very important talaga yung cash flow. So you always have to look at your collection. Now, if you see that your margin is not really that, it's not enough for you to be able to cover your expenses, then you make adjustments on probably prices, the number of people you have. Maybe you have too many people, or the rental that you're paying for, maybe you have to lower it down. So you really have to come up talaga with numbers number crunching yan So to see and to look at what you need to be able to sustain the business. Not even just sustain, but to be profitable. Because that's what businesses are all about. You have to be profitable for you to be able to give good service, good business, good product, and at the same time expand.
We had a question also asking okay, it's not working out, pero I'm not losing as much money, but I don't really see it to be as profitable. He was asking is it okay that I just sell the business as at least it's not yet sinking right now, but I don't see a future in it. Would you suggest that you just sell everything right away?
Go ahead and do it, because if you don't see the future in your business, then just go ahead and sell it. If you don't also have the energy to be able to continue it, then just sell it. Because in business, especially if you're starting, you really have to put your energy, your focus on it. Very critical yun because if you don't focus on it, and if you don't know the ins and outs of your business, then it'll be difficult for you to really scale it up. Very difficult. So you have to know the ins and outs, and if you feel that there's really no hope in continuing it, then don't do it. Don't continue it anymore. Just sell it. If somebody's buying it, then go ahead and do it.
Right. Last question na lang. Wise words, no? For people who are planning to start, any tips for them from your experience that should they actually get into business since it's a bit risky? I think it's scary at times, no? And it's more stressful also than employment kasi when you're employed, you expect a certain level of income regardless of how much you perform. But if you are doing your business, and then if it's not too well, gains or earnings are not as expected. So any tips so they can be like you? By the way, guys, she's one of my idols in everything. So
yeah, but tips in starting a business. Is this really what you like to do? Do you really have what it takes to be able to really continue it no matter what the challenges are, no matter what people are saying, no matter what the situation is? Are you able to wake up every morning and just say to yourself, yes, I can do it? Because you need inner motivation. You cannot have other people motivating you all the time, but you have to have the inner motivation to be able to do what needs to be done. So it is not just saying, I plan to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I intend to do this. Because doing business is intentional. It must be done. Just do whatever it takes. Because if you are not intentional in what you're doing, not making a decision, or you're not decisive in what needs to be done, then it cannot work. In business, there are decisions to be made. And it can be wrong, it can be right, but at the end of the day, I think you can make mistakes as well. But what's important is you make more right decisions than wrong decisions. So I hope that answers your question.
Alright, so I hope you guys learned a lot from this quick video. Now, if you want to check out their businesses, Airspeed International, Cafe,
Coffee Republic.
Coffee Republic. I was supposed to say cafe yan, but it's
Speed Regalo.
Speed Regalo, Mana Bakery and Cafe. So, so all your freight needs, Speed Regalo,
Yes.
online deliveries as well. So, I guess that's it for now. I hope videos like this help encourage you, inspire you to at least try it. As long as our economy is growing, it's nice to
Yes.
at least take advantage of it so that more and more Filipinos take part of this growth. So, more stories from people who these are not just people who know what they're doing, but they're people who inspire me. So, yeah, I'll say this. I don't say this often, no, but I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if not for her. So, that's very true. So, thank you so much. Also,
Thank you,
people don't know.
Martin.
People
Thank
don't
you.
know that, but. I guess they know, but I said it over and over. But yeah, thank you also.
Thank you,
I'm using
Marvin.
this video also to honor you as well for everything that you've done in my life.
Thank
So
you, thank you.
thank you. So
Thank you, Marvin.
I hope you
Thank
guys learned a lot. So see you all again soon.